Welcome to episode 10 of Founders Gyan. Thank you for tuning in, and I really appreciate your time in listening to this episode. This week's episode is special in several ways. Firstly, we have the first woman entrepreneur to be featured on the show. Her name is Ms. Rachna Ghia, and she's the founder of crisptalks.com. That is CRISPTALKS.com. They specialize in providing affordable animated videos for startups. So if you're a startup, do check them out. Their prices are very affordable and they make some really nice and kick-ass videos. Secondly, Rachna is the Jaipur City Mayor for entrepreneurcafe.org, which is a fun way to meet local founders over a cup of coffee. I'm not even going to spell that out for you. It's tough. Entrepreneur, the word is tough, but I'm pretty sure you know how to spell it. So it's entrepreneurcafe.org. As part of this podcast, we have launched a contest in association with Entrepreneur Cafe for their annual global convention that's happening in Delhi on the 5th of December this year. This is a yearly conference that happens where Entrepreneur Cafe people from over 82 different cities meet and discuss startups. There are plenty of speakers. So the winner of the contest gets a free pass that's worth about 5,499 rupees and a chance to listen to some great speakers and network with some really great entrepreneurs. The winner also gets featured on a special episode of Founders Gyan to be released to coincide with the AGC 2015. To participate, all you have to do is complete the following sentence. I am the unstoppable entrepreneur because fill in the blanks. Check out www.foundersgyan.com/AGC, that is A for Apple, G for God, and C for Cat for more details on how to enter, as well as details on what's going on down at AGC 2015. Now let's get on with the show.
What did the man say? Give me a lever long enough and I'll move the world. Well, that's exactly what we're doing here. This is divine inspiration, folks.
Rachna, welcome to the show. I'm super excited to have you on air. You have the honor of being the first woman entrepreneur on the show, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Rachna is a self-made entrepreneur and runs her own animated video design firm for startups called crisptalks.com, and they offer very affordable video design for startups, so I would encourage you to check that out. Now, she's also the Jaipur City's mayor for entrepreneurcafe.org, which is a group for entrepreneurs. And previously, Rachna has had experience as an online marketeer for various companies. Personally, it's a great honor to meet somebody like you, and thanks a lot for taking time out of your busy schedule to share your knowledge, wisdom, and time with our listeners. Thank you, Rachna, for agreeing to be on this show.
You're welcome, and thank you for inviting me on this show.
Rachna, can you tell us a bit more about your journey before Crisp Talks and fill in the blanks from the intro that I gave you?
Okay, so my professional journey started when I was actually when I was doing my graduation. So during my graduation, just after finishing my 12th standard, I was sitting idle for a few months when, I was waiting for the 12th standard results, and I was thinking, what should I do in that time? So I joined one of the internet marketer wherein I actually learned a lot about the online marketing stuff, and there how I started my online journey. Earlier to that, I was not even familiar how to search on Google. So that's how I started my journey, and then during my graduation, I worked with him for almost 2.5 years. Then as I finished my graduation, I appeared for the MBA entrance exam, and I did my MBA from Hyderabad. And after that, I was actually searching for a job. I did my MBA in HR and marketing, but something I was always fascinated about online marketing. So somehow I got the opportunity to work in a Jaipur-based firm as an online marketing executive. So I started as an online marketing executive, and after 3 months or so, I got I got promoted as brand and online marketing manager, and thereon I worked there for one single company for almost 3 years. And then I thought, I need to start do something of my own. So what shall I do? So I was not very sure when even I left my job, that how I need to do, how I need to create something of my own. But there is something in me that is triggering that particular goal, doing something of my own. So I did freelancing for 1 year almost, and then after leaving my job. So during that freelancing, during working as a freelancer, I worked on various of the companies for the internet marketing thing, content writing, and a lot of stuff related to the website conceptualization and website designing. So during that time, I was also working a lot of video designing software, and this was something that actually fascinated me. As I was always into branding and learning new things. So I thought that there are a lot of companies that exist, who are offering the designing or video designing solutions for the companies out here, but there is no such company wherein a startup who is looking for an affordable video. There is no such company that exists. So I thought, what can I do for startups? So there, how I started with the Chris Talks, wherein we offer an affordable animated videos specifically for startups. And how we do it affordable is we use a lot of DIY tools in order to make the affordable videos for startups.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So that was my next question, which was on the origin of Crisp Talks, which you obviously covered.
Yeah.
So how did you come up with this idea? So you are targeting a very niche market, which is affordable animated videos specifically for startups. So
Yeah.
how did you come up with such a niche market?
So, when you actually search the animation industry, it's a very high cost industry, Even, if you want to get a 1 minute long video, it will cost you around something to 25,000. So that is a starting price. Wherein if we talk about startups, they don't have that much budget in order to invest in a video. So I thought, what shall I do? What can I do for these startups, who are, because nowadays people are more concerned towards more concentrated towards visual marketing rather than content marketing. So visual marketing has it's now a part of content marketing, but people like a lot of visual content rather than just reading the text. So I thought that this market exists, and it is a very niche market to to serve people. But how can I make it affordable? So I thought, why not use already existing DIY tools? These tools are specifically made for startups to make the videos. But what happens with a startup is that they're involved in so many tasks that they actually can't figure out how to write a script, how to get the voiceover done, and then how to actually create the video. What are things that they need to take into consideration while designing a video. So I thought, why not just combine all these services for startups and provide them as a single solution for affordable animated videos.
Okay, excellent. That's a great idea. I love the way you have explained how you came up with the idea. Now, for our budding founders listening out there, can you tell us how to come? Can you give us some tips and advice, maybe on how to come up with a winning idea?
Seriously, when I actually started, when I left my job, and I was like with a blank mind, what actually I need to do. But when you actually work in a certain industry, you come to understand, what actually the problems that exist in the industry, and what are the solutions that already exist, and how you can, make a USP or make a firm out of, the existing solutions that you can actually make stand out. So I also worked in this industry for almost 1.5 years, and then I actually understood that there exist the video solutions for the high-end companies, but what about the startups? And startups are booming nowadays. You actually see one startup actually starting the journey every single day. So I thought, why not actually work on those people that are looking for the videos, but they don't have any solution out there. So that's how I came up with the idea, and I don't think there is any mantra for finding the idea. It's just that you look around the things that look around yourself and see what kind of problems that exist, and see what kind of solutions you can create in order to solve that problems.
Okay, great. And so one of the things that I'm kind of sensing here is that you've been in this field, and so you know this field better than, let's say, a layman. So my question is that you have been in the design field for quite some time, and hence you know the problems that exist in the design field, and that's how you came up with this idea. So would your advice to the entrepreneurs be try to find problems in a field that they know well, rather than just trying to look around and say, hey, that's a good idea, this is a good idea, right?
Ram, actually, I was not into the designing field, but I was more into the branding field. But when I was actually working for 1.5 years as a freelancer, I evaluated what are the options that exist. So at that time, internet marketing is something that is actually working as of now, right now also. But there are a lot of companies that are spending for social media marketing and for SEO. So I was thinking that if even I create a firm for this particular marketing thing, I won't be able to stand out because there are already a lot of competitors that exist in the market. So I don't think that personally I believe that you should start something in the field that you're very competent enough, or that you love, actually, that you're passionate about. So I was always wondering that what can I do in order to market the product. Okay, so I thought, why not market the product using videos, and that's how I started with the things out. But whenever I start with any things, I personally venture into it, understand it, do every part of that. Even when I started with the video designing process, I actually did content writing, script writing. I actually understood the dynamics of voiceover recording. I actually used all the video designing software before foraying into this industry, or before creating the firm out, because I personally understand that if you understand your industry better, then you can actually work out on the solutions, rather than just working on any other industry which you are not ever familiar with. You can always gather the knowledge, but I personally don't feel confident when I work in a very new industry. So I always think it's better to work in the industry that you love about, or that you know about better, rather than pouring into something that you're not very familiar about.
Okay, okay, excellent. And then from an ideation to a creation standpoint, what are the steps that a person needs to take to make the idea into a reality?
So I will tell you my personal outlook towards this is that when I started with the idea of this particular venture, I started what can be these small goals that I can set up for this for marketing this idea. So I started with small goal for every month, that this particular month I need to do this. This particular month I have to focus on marketing and partnership front more, and this particular month I have to focus on more introducing new tools. So that's how I plan every things, wherein I start with an idea, but I bifurcate that idea into small goals in order to achieve the vision that I have.
Okay, that's great. So how many months did it take you to kind of bring this company to a decent revenue, or a decent client base?
I think from the starting of the day, we were actually, doing the break even, or doing more than the break even. But we officially started this company with the name of Powtoon Pro. So I started it in the month of October 2014. We initially started this out. So. We started with the name, I started it with the name of powtoonpro.com, because I was specifically working with one of the tool name as Powtoon. But I thought later on that I don't want to specifically work on one of the two, because there are a lot of DIY tools that are available in the market, and why should I focus on just one tool? So in the month of May 2015, I actually changed the brand name to crisptalks.com. So I think we are functioning from last 6 to 7 months, and we are actually focusing on getting at least as a startup, our focus is, when we started with this thing out, we focused on getting at least 10 to 15 videos done per month. We are meeting that deadline, and in the next 6 months the plans is to achieve at least, or do at least 50 videos a month.
Okay, excellent. And let's move on to a bit of a personal question. Now, we all hear about founders sacrificing family time to make their ventures a success. Can you tell us a bit more about your own family and how you manage to balance business and family?
Okay, so mine is also a middle class family, and when I was actually living my well settled job, there was repulsion from my family members that why are you doing something that you're not very comfortable about, you're not sure what you were gonna do. But I thought that this is something that I want to do. I have to stand by my own, so I have to take the decision on my own. But now they are very supportive, and they think that I am doing. They're very comfortable telling to people that she's now an entrepreneur, and also working with a lot of entrepreneur organization. I have one younger brother who is actually studying in engineering, and one elder sister. She's married, and my mother is a homemaker, and my father is a businessman. He's into building material supply. So from his, I was like, I can't do job for a long, so I have to start something of my own. So what shall I do in order to start something of my own? So I left the job and I foray into the market of I foray into the unknown thing in order to explore what I'm good at and what can I do in order to establish myself as a person.
Okay, excellent. And that kind of brings me up nicely to the next question, which is it just me, or is it a sad reality that not many women are into entrepreneurship? So, for example, I've connected with so many founders, and so few are women. So, is my perception true, and is it a reality? Is my perception a reality? And what do you think is the cause of this, and how do you think it can be changed?
I think it's actually a reality because whenever I conduct the entrepreneur cafe meetups in Jaipur, I see very less of women entrepreneurship. Women entrepreneurs turning to that event. I think most of the women they are more focused towards family and rather than bringing themselves as a person. But I think scenario is changing gradually. I just went to one of the event, startup event, name is August Fest in Hyderabad, and I see a lot of women entrepreneurs as speakers for this event. So I think it's changing gradually, but it's not happening very rapidly in very small cities such as Jaipur or small cities, but it's happening very rapidly in cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, because I think there are a lot of options available to women to work from home or to start something of their own. So this scenario is changing slowly and slowly. And personally, what I do in order to promote entrepreneurship and for the women is like I conduct specific events for women in Jaipur on the behalf of Entrepreneur Cafe, wherein we speak to them, what are the problems that you're facing while starting your business, how can we, what are the fund avenues of fund available, wherein if you need funds for starting up your business, how can you avail the funds that are available. So I as a woman entrepreneur personally conduct small sessions for women entrepreneurs to actually so that they can step out of their house and they can understand what it's like to become something of by their own and start up their business.
Okay, excellent, excellent. I really love that, and I'm sure that after listening to this, more women will be in touch with you through the Entrepreneur Cafe and various other groups. But on this platform, if you were to give some advice to women entrepreneurs, what would it specifically be? And again, it's with regards to this question. How do you think, or what would your advice be to women entrepreneurs in order to kind of join forces with men and also stand out in being an entrepreneur? What would your advice specifically to women be?
I think you need not compete with men because every individual is good in one thing or the other. Okay, even if you're a woman, you are good at various things. Like I think women can work very awesomely in the content marketing field or the content writing field. They can write up very well. They can manage things very well. So they are very good with the admin or the management kind of stuff. So you need not compete with men, but try to focus on what you are good at. Even if you are good at cooking, see how you can make a business out of it. Because a lot of, if you see, cities like Bangalore or Mumbai, there are a lot of small cooking setups that are coming up, so there is always something for everyone. Okay, you just need to focus on what's your forte is and how you can actually set up a business out of that forte.
Excellent advice, Rachna. I really like it, and I'm sure our women listeners would also. And moving on, is there a morning or a daily ritual that you follow? Can you share it with myself and our listeners?
So one of the things that I do on daily basis is that first I check my mails for half an hour or an hour or so, and then I set the daily schedule for myself. What all work or task I have for today. So I make a daily task list rather than going for the monthly task list at a one go. So I set up a daily task list for every day.
Okay, excellent. And can you tell us something about yourself that is not commonly known?
Okay, so as a person, I love traveling, and so I get a very little chance to travel across. But whenever I actually do travel, and I'm a kind of introvert person, so I don't speak a lot with the people. But if I'm connected to someone, I'm very well connected to that person, and that person can rely on me that I will be available for him or her every time. So that's something personal about me.
Okay, excellent. And what is the best advice somebody has given you, or alternatively, best advice you have heard?
Mm. I don't think that there is any advice that has been given by people to me. But yes, everyone, as I said, that everyone is good at something. So you have to learn from every individual that might be a student, might be a young kid, or a small kid can tell you, can give you a beautiful advice. So. I don't remember any specific advice given by people. Yeah, but I do remember that, when I was working this with the internet marketer, and when I was actually doing a job. So he was always pushing me up that, you have to start something of your own. So you have to start something on your own. So that's what gave me kind of ignited me to actually trust myself and do something of my own. So I think that's what pushed me up to this entrepreneurial journey.
Okay, excellent. So you know who to thank. And coming to the Entrepreneur Cafe, we are almost done with the questions. We just have another 3 or 4 questions. So coming to Entrepreneur Cafe, tell us a bit more about entrepreneurcafe.org and how budding founders benefit from joining this group.
Okay, so Entrepreneur Cafe is basically a community of entrepreneurs that is functioning globally in almost 80 plus cities. Okay, and we started actually, this organization is a non-profit organization and started in the month of December itself. December. So we are just, the Entrepreneur Cafe is just 6 or 7 months old, and it started from just 2 cities, and now it is functioning in 80 global cities. So what we do as a part of Entrepreneur Cafe is we conduct meetings or meetups, very informal meetups. We meet over a cup of coffee and invite entrepreneurs or startups or entrepreneurs of a particular city. For example, I am a city mayor for Jaipur city, so I'm handling the Jaipur activities, and I conduct meetups every second and fourth Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. for entrepreneurs of this city. And we have topics to discuss every month. For example, we have discussed on how to get funds for your startup. We have discussed on how to write a business plan. So it's not a more of presentation kind of session that we focused on, but it's like more of learning from the other entrepreneurs. So, for example, when I started with this, when I worked on this session, like writing a business plan, rather than putting up a theory into front of the entrepreneurs that I invited, I actually invited 2 or 3 entrepreneurs who have actually pitched their product or services and got funded. So rather than just theoretical learning, we focus on more experiential learning, on practical learning, and that too in a very informal setting, so that you can actually connect to one rather than, sometimes people are not very comfortable appearing or asking questions in conferences or in a very large meeting kind of session. So we keep the session as around 25 to 30 people, and we sit in a cafe and then we discuss about the things out. So for this particular month, we had the topic of discussion is entrepreneur marketing. That is how you can market your startups, and we'll be discussing.
Okay, I think it will be a good thing how to market. I think it is required for me. So I will definitely check that out, and I would advise our listeners also to check that out. Now, can you tell us about a worst entrepreneurial moment in your life, and how did you turn it around, and the lessons you learned from that experience?
I think it has not come yet, so I think it's going good as of now. But I believe that anything can change. Might be the next moment, or might be today whatever is functioning may not work tomorrow, because we are living in such a world wherein the technology is evolving every single day or every single moment. So you're not very sure whether the thing that you're working on will actually work tomorrow or not. So I think the best way to live up a your life is to keep learning every single day and keep believing that if by God forbidden something goes wrong with this particular venture, what next I have to do, rather than actually thinking of no, I failed my in my startup, what shall I do next? So be prepared, be active in whatever is happening in your nearby surroundings or in the world as such, and then keep learning. So that there is no there exists you don't face any kind of worst entrepreneurial moment in your life.
Okay, excellent advice. I really like that. And what is the future that you envision in your own entrepreneurial journey?
So, as I said that anything can change tomorrow, but as a company, as a Chris Talks owner, I believe that the vision of our company is to provide affordable animated videos for startups, and we will be expanding in many more cities. Right now, we are only delivering videos in English language, but we'll be soon delivering the videos in any other language, and with many other we'll be working on many other softwares. So I think expansion is one of the thing that I'm looking at. Also, thinking of what all services a startup need and how I can serve with them in a very affordable way is something that I'm looking at.
Okay, excellent. So you've just talked a little on this. So can I just know what would be a typical cost for a video to get from you? Because I'm sure some listener out there might be thinking, there's a good service. Let me use it for my own startup. So can you just give us an idea? Is it time based? Is it per project?
Okay, so yeah, so we basically charge on the duration of the video. For a 30-second commercial, we charge around 3,000 rupees, and that is inclusive of script writing, voiceover recording, and animation production. Though in the first plan there is no voiceover recording option, but if you go with a 1 minute long video, we are charging around 7,000 rupees. And that is inclusive of script writing, voiceover recording, and animation production. You get a very professional RJ kind of voice, rather than we don't follow we don't do this machine translation, or we don't use any machine translated voice. And also the kind of video quality you get is around 1080 pixel that you can even run on the TVs. So that's the kind of quality.
Okay, excellent. That's brilliant. And are there any books or resources that you can recommend for our budding entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I do read a lot of books, but when I actually started with this venture, I think I have stick to one or two books. The one book that has changed the way I network with people is that I want to suggest to other people also is Never Eat Alone by Kate Ferrazzi, and the one that I'm actually reading right now is the 4-day week schedule by Tim Ferriss. So that is something I keep on reading in order to understand how I can improve myself, and there is always a scope of improvement. So nobody is perfect, and I'm actually happy to keep reading and keep learning new things.
Okay, excellent. And I just have a couple more questions now. Chris Talks is about a year old, even if you consider the name change and stuff like that. But in hindsight, what would you have done different in your own entrepreneurial journey?
Okay, in case I have to start my entrepreneur journey again, I would become a travel journalist rather than starting up something of this sort. So maybe I love traveling, and then this is how I would start my journey again in case I have to start it over.
Okay, that's a very different answer. I mean, so yeah, I've never heard that kind of an answer. So hats off to you for being bold enough to come up with that answer. I just have one final question, but before that, can you tell us how our listeners can get in touch with you? Do you have a LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook? What are you active on?
Yeah. So they can actually get in touch with me at LinkedIn. I have my own website also, rachnagiya.com, RACHNAGHIYA.com. So my Twitter handle and LinkedIn ID and Facebook is all present there. So they can connect me at rachnagiya.com. Also, I'm very active on LinkedIn, and they can also drop me a mail at hi@rachnagiya.com.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for that. So before we move on to the final question, I just wanted to take the time to acknowledge and thank you for sharing your knowledge to myself and our listeners. And I'm also very grateful for the value you're adding into this world by means of your startup and as your role as Jaipur's mayor of entrepreneurcafe.org. So with that, we move on to the final question. And if there is one gyan that you could give our would-be founders, what would that be?
Don't just keep thinking of starting something of your own. Just whenever you have the idea, start working on it and start up rather than just keep thinking on it. Because whenever you keep thinking on something, you will actually not be able to actually do work on it. So start up with the things that you have rather than worrying about what if things go wrong, what if it doesn't work that way. So just start up.
Okay, excellent advice, Rachna. Thank you very much. I like it. So thanks so much for your time, and it was a real pleasure chatting with you. And wish you continued success in your venture.
Thanks, Ram, for the interview. I really liked being on this show.
Thank you. There you have it, folks. Another great entrepreneur, another great episode. Check out the show notes at www.foundersgarden.com/EP10 for all the juicy details. If you found the show useful, please share it with your friends via the share icons on the show notes page or simply email them the link foundersgyan.com/EP10. Also check out www.foundersgyan.com for all the archives as well as www.foundersgyan.com/top for the top listened shows of the past. You never know what gems you might pick up. You might have missed some of these shows, and these are really good and entertaining shows as well as educational ones, I need to add. Finally, don't forget we have the contest for AGC 2015 running. This entitles you to a free pass worth about 5,500. This is brought to you by the friendly folks over at entrepreneurcafe.org. Not to forget, the winner also gets featured on a special episode of Founders Gyan to be released to coincide with the AGC. Check out www.foundersgyan.com/AGC, that is A for Apple, G for God, and C for Cat, for details on how to enter. Thanks for tuning in once again. I hope you got inspired. I'll see you all next week with yet another startup, yet another founder. But till then, you know what the show's about. So please take action today. Thank you all once again.